talk a lot about this thing I called the Cowbell Syndrome, okay? I quote myself talking about the Cowbell Syndrome every single day, and this is it. It came from a student who said to me, sometimes, Professor Welch, I just think that I want to be a country veterinarian, and that would be the perfect life for me in so many ways. I'd live out in the country, and I'd take care of dogs and cats, but I really like farm animals, and I would vaccinate the cows, and I would hang out, and I'd have a beautiful life with my family in the country. And I just think that would be great, and I should have gone to vet school to do that. But then I start thinking, man, what would really be like the best life in the whole world for me? I've got this vision of myself ringing the bell on the NASDAQ when my company goes public, and like being a tech entrepreneur. It's got so many things. I would really love to be a tech entrepreneur, and I'd really love to ring the bell, and I had that vision, and my parents would be there, and that's what I really want to do. And I said, well, wait, what is it that you actually want to do? Do you want to vaccinate the cows or ring the bell? And the student went, both. So I call it the Cowbell Syndrome. Vaccinate the cows, ring the bell. And the thing about it is, there are people in my field, okay, that talk to you about trying on a lot of different personas and sort of trying out these different versions of yourself. And I think that's all great, except for you have to wake up every day as one version of yourself. You can't be 10 people in one day. You can't even be 2 people. You just got to be one person and get up and go to work. That's the reality of it. So I don't know how you actually do that. I don't know how you try on different personas. I actually am from the school of thought you got to choose one. And that's actually why I developed Becoming You, to help you choose the one. And it may be not everything, but it's going to be your best road to follow, because you did this very deliberate work of figuring out what your authentic values are, what your actual aptitudes are, and what areas of the economy that are growing interest you the most or call you emotionally or intellectually. You can't keep on trying personas on, because you'll drive everyone around you insane and you'll get poor. You've got to choose one and go with it. But you can't go willy-nilly into it. That's a big, big, big decision. So the answer to your question is, you've got to get out a pen and paper. You've got to figure out your authentic values, what they really are. I have a whole bunch of exercises about those. And if you listen to the podcast, I describe many of them. And follow me on Instagram. I put a lot of the exercises there. The book's coming, but not for a couple of months. But they'll all be in the book. And they'll all be, some of them will be on my website, which is coming soon as well. A lot of stuff in the works. You've got to know your aptitudes. Again, you can test for these. It's not inexpensive. It's $40. I get it. That is an expense. But you can go to uscience.com. I have no financial relationship with this company, and you can figure out what your actual aptitudes are. And then it's on you to figure out the areas of the economy that call you intellectually and emotionally. Just keep your aperture wide. Don't just go for what you know exists. And somewhere at the intersection of those 3 things is the road you need to take. Because if you don't know your destination, any old road will do, and you'll wander in the vast wilderness of options your whole life long, and that's not fulfilling. It's not. I'd rather have you choose one direction, go for it, get pretty close to it, and then say, okay, this was not exactly right. I'm going to change directions, because life is long enough for you to do that. But to vacillate between all the different options, it's kind of emotional and personal agony, and it gets you nowhere. You can't indulge in the Cowbell syndrome. But I also don't think you should choose randomly between the cows and ringing the bell. I think you got to do the hard work to make an informed decision. And I highly encourage you to do that. And it's hard. If it's easy, you're not doing it right. So I hope that's helpful to you. And I'm hoping to get out, and I do have out many resources to help you do that. That's actually my purpose. That's my bag. That's what I really love doing. So I hope it's helpful to you. And I'm really glad you wrote me. Good luck, good luck, good luck.